Britain has 750 troops in Afghanistan, part of the NATO mission to train Afghan forces. Within months, those Afghan forces will be on their own. The US announcement that it will withdraw all its troops by September 11th means NATO allies will also pull out.
We plan to complete the withdrawal for all our troops within a few months.
The withdrawal by British and NATO troops was inevitable, says analyst Julie Norman.
The US presence there really enabled a lot of the logistical support that enabled NATO troops to be there.
Britain was among the first US allies to join the invasion of Afghanistan, which was triggered by the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Nearly 2 decades on, the former head of the British Armed Forces fears for the future of the country.
I think many people will argue that the Taliban will effectively have a summer holiday and then assume they can come back in the autumn when the Americans have left and much of NATO has drawn down, and then continue their armed disputes with the Afghan government and expect to prevail.
Over 450 British troops were killed in the Afghan conflict. In total, more than 3,500 NATO service personnel, including US soldiers, have lost their lives.
There's the sense from some that almost questioning, was the sacrifice worth it if there was just going to be the withdrawal at the end? Others, however, feel, is it right to keep British, American, other NATO forces, service members in this kind of harm's way for a war that does not seem winnable in the conventional sense?
Among Afghans, the withdrawal of foreign troops provokes mixed feelings.
What we saw during the Taliban, it doesn't even exist in my memory anymore. I don't want to think about it because our country is moving toward development. It is moving toward peace.
Peace is the only thing that all people want. But if foreign troops stay here, the realization of peace in Afghanistan will be impossible.
For the US and its allies, the Afghan withdrawal is a watershed moment to reflect on what has been achieved in 2 decades of conflict. For Afghanistan, the fight for democracy and freedom is far from over. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.